Yo. You know, I've been thinking, since I can't get a job, maybe I'm just being picky. So today we're gonna talk about jobs I, as a Gen Z, would never work. Let me know what you think down below. First, a sewer cleaner. Look, you're out of your godsmite sentient monkey brain if you think for a second I'm gonna go down into a place where there's fermented piss and billions of roaches and thousands of rats just for a slightly higher than minimum wage. I wouldn't do that for $1 billion. Like, you gotta understand me. If I saw a roach on my shoulder right now, I'd perish where I stand, let alone a rat. Look, my mom and pa ain't raised no shit, but when it comes to rats, I'm a bitch. They literally have their own type of fever they can give you just from getting bit by them. They are the only mammals I fear more than kangaroos.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And on top of that, the sewers smell like shit. Literally. Look, I've lived in Houston my whole life. I've been to the Galleria more times than I can count. I don't even like walking around it. The smell is atrocious. Obviously not paid enough for this. So that is a definite no. Next, underwater welders. Now look, I know what you're saying. That's $100K minimum a year, and you could potentially make up to 3 times that. Yeah. No, you can't. Because that's only if you're going into the deep and dangerous waters and you have over 10 years plus of experience. And a lot of those motherfuckers don't make it past the 3rd year. So unless you think you're Poseidon or Aquaman, no, you won't be making $300K a year. On top of that, have you seen the way these motherfuckers can die? Underwater combustion? Electrocution? Nigga drowning in the water? You can also get this thing called decompression sickness, which is when you dive too rapidly, so it causes nitrogen bubbles to form in the blood and damage the organs, or paralysis. And that's only if you don't die from it first. On top of that, if you don't die from that, best believe you're gonna be some shark bait and whatever the is down there. You can't tell, I'm horribly terrified of the ocean. Not a phobia, but I'm terrified. So that is a definite no. I'm not going into the water to weld the Titanic back together while Elon Musk sits on his takes Ozempic and makes that in 3 hours. Hell no. Next, a teacher. This might genuinely be the worst one on the list. I'm not gonna lie to you. The first job I ever said when I was younger I was never gonna do was a teacher. And that's because they're extremely underpaid for the amount of work they do. They work the whole year, even the summer. Some of them don't even get paid for working in the summer. And they have to deal with your kids, which most of you motherfuckers don't know how to parent.
These iPad kids getting out of control.
And most of you motherfuckers can't even teach them basic manners. I can't tell you how many times I've seen teachers cry just from being overwhelmed or something mean and uncalled for being said. I'd end up tweaking. I'd end up shooting the school. I would not do that. I would not do that. I would not. Look, what I was trying to say is I would never go to college, get in debt, just to sit in a room with 32 hell spawn for 8 hours and get bullied. You're out of your homosexual homo sapien mind. Next. Wow, this is a heavy one. Last, but not anywhere near least. Drum roll, please. Waffle House. Yeah. No, you're not catching me anywhere near that night shift. I swear it's like every Waffle House is like a domain expansion of Gotham, and every worker is a child of Batman. I've seen workers fight off Fent-addicted homeless while flipping the patties. I never see cars outside. There's always at least 3 people ordering or eating something inside, and they never close. It's to the point that US government ranks natural disasters on whether Waffle House will be closed that day. You know, I'm starting to theorize that Waffle House is either an entity adjacent of cosmic horror or a government psyop, and I genuinely don't know which one will be worse. Look, I know I said in the intro and in the title and with the thumbnail I'd never work any of these jobs, but there's only one reason I'd work at Waffle House, and that's if they give me any of that super serum I know they're hiding. But that's all for now. Tell me some jobs you wouldn't work. Let me know if the jobs that I listed are unfair, or maybe I should give them a chance. And like and subscribe. Love you. Bye.